Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Emilio Podcast. If this is your first time, welcome to Emilio Podcast. Today's episode, I am by myself today. Emilio couldn't make it, and Jess is actually not here either, so I'm really by myself. And also, riddle of the day: what has ears but cannot hear? What has ears but cannot hear? Put your answer down in the comments. Send it to us on Instagram if you want, or if you one of the posts that you see on our clips, you could put the answer down there. If you know us, if you're close to us like that, you could text us, call us, however you want. If you see us in person, you could tell us. But other than that, though, today's episode, I am by myself, as I said again, and honestly, I'm just gonna blabber. Just probably gonna spit out a bunch of stuff, and probably gonna go from wrestling to like a whole bunch of other stuff. And yeah, let's hit that intro. What's up, everyone? So, what I want to talk about wrestling is because I just seen Raw, which was yesterday, for me, and as I'm recording this, and I seen that they're doing something with Braun Breaker and Obafemi. See, both wrestlers I never really liked Braun Breaker. Miguel has like Braun Breaker. I always said that he's kind of like he reminds me too much of a Goldberg type of guy. And Obafemi, well, I don't know, I think I just don't like the whole big man wrestling type of stuff that they have him doing, because I feel like in NXT he wrestled a lot, but then in the main, when he came up to the main roster, he just, I think they overpowered him, and now he has too much aura now. So now he basically, like, whoever he faces now, it's kind of like he's gonna win whoever he beats. Like Braun Breaker, he's gonna be tossing Braun Breaker. Like, there's no doubt about it. Sorry about that. I hit the mic, but I really don't know how I feel about that. And then what else happened on Raw? LA Knight is doing some stuff with I think it was Jimmy Uso. He conversated with someone. I really didn't get to see that segment. And then I don't like the ending of the episode either, when Solo Sikoa lost to Jey Uso. I want Solo Sikoa to go by himself, because I was actually starting to like him when he was with the Bloodline. I was not liking him because he's trying to be intimidating or whatever. He was the enforcer, but the man doesn't look intimidating at all. So it's kind of like, why, And then uh he became the babyface now, and I started to like him, and I think a lot of people started to like him, and then he loses because I guess the stipulation of the match was that, or the outcome of the match is that, if one of them wins, or if Jey Uso wins, he has to hand deliver Solo Sikoa to Roman Reigns. And if you don't know what that means, that basically means that he's gonna bring Solo Sikoa, that Jey Uso is gonna bring Solo Sikoa to Roman Reigns so that he could bring him back into the Bloodline. There's Bloodline is the faction that they are, and they're all family, blood related. And so yeah, Jey Uso won that match, unfortunately. And now Solo Sikoa might be joining the Bloodline, but I hope something happens, because the way that Solo Sikoa's character has been going is that he's been doing something like, not out of pocket, but more like just out of the ordinary. And hopefully he does something that's like, I'm not gonna join y'all, whatever, I don't care. And he becomes, because I think it is his time now to become his own character. And because I also think the bloodline should not have been brought back, in my opinion. I think a lot of people would agree with that. Because it had its time. It had its high time. It was at its peak already. And I mean, I guess now it looks more cool because of Jacob Fatu, but even then, it's kind of like you're be seeing the same storyline now that happened, what, I think 2 years ago, or a year ago or so. I think 2 years, 3 years ago. That storyline was all awesome, and now it's the same thing, just with Jacob Fatu in the thing, basically. So it's kind of like, why? But I guess that's the whole writing in WWE, which I also have an issue with. That's why I don't watch Unreal, because it gets me mad, it gets me feeding. Because well, I don't like Michael Hayes, because Michael Hayes hated on Chelsea Green, who's actually a very awesome wrestler, who deserves a title, which she finally got. And unfortunately, she just broke a bone or something. So I think she's still keeping the title, because I think she's only gonna be out for like a month or so. And she well deserved winner to have it. And Michael Hayes was just hating on her for whatever reason, saying that she doesn't need to be in the main title picture, because she's there to make others look good, which I didn't agree with, or a lot of people didn't agree with online and anything. So I didn't really stop watching then. I think that was the second season, if I recall. I think it might be second season, or maybe the first season, because it's whatever season they have Chelsea Green winning the US title, that's when Michael Hayes was saying stuff about her. And that's kind of like, I was like, really? That's when I started getting mad. And that's why I stopped watching Unreal. I haven't seen the new season. Still debating on to see it. I don't even want to see it just to see the whole John Cena thing by like explaining stuff, but obviously I could just see that on the internet and not watch the whole thing. But what else happened that was huge? Big Cass is back. I really don't like him. I don't like that they brought him back. It's kind of weird, because I don't think he was a good wrestler at all. And yeah, that's really my opinion of that. I like Javon Evans. Javon Evans is really cool to watch. Or it's fun to watch. I like how he does the cutter as his finisher, I think. And I like the cutter. The cutter is probably one of my favorite moves that wrestlers do, and I think that's because of I liked Will Ospreay when he was wrestling in the Indies. I loved when he did the cutter, and then Cody got the cutter, and that cutter's pretty cool too. And then Javon Evans has it now, or he's doing it now, and I feel like a lot of people don't do the cutter. I think Carmelo Hayes did it. I don't think he does it anymore. I really don't recall, but yeah, I like when they jump off the rope and then they do the cutter. It's really cool. It's just like the best way to explain it. If you know Randy Orton, just imagine the RKO, but the guy's jumping off a rope and then the RKO the guy. And RKO is a cutter. It's just that's Randy Orton's name for it. Um, what else happened? I'm trying to recall, but I honestly it's blanking on me. But what else? Yeah, because Roman Reigns happened. I like that. Oh, actually, Lucha Libre. I love that what they're doing with that. That they're gonna have a whole tournament with Penta just beat Relado Kid. So Penta now is gonna face. I don't remember who he's gonna face, but now he's gonna face the other people. One of the other people, I think it's maybe Psycho Clown or and La Parca that are fighting. So if whoever wins between them are gonna face Penta, and then it goes on from there. And Ray Phoenix is in it, and then El Fiscal is in it. I think that's all of them. I think it just named all of them. And it'd be really cool to see Penta and Phoenix actually fight for a chance for the world title to face Roman Reigns. That would be really cool to see, to finally see a match between them in WWE. And now who would win though? I think I would like to see Penta win and then face Roman Reigns, because I just think that would be really cool. Roman Reigns versus Penta in Mexico City. That'd be dope. I mean, I feel like a lot of people want Penta to win, or it's either Penta or Ray Phoenix. I mean, I obviously I would love to see La Parca, but he's not. It's not the same guy. That was La Parca beforehand, because there was like a whole thing between that. Because like there was the OG La Parca, but then that guy there was a whole copyright thing with Etipra. So then he left, and then they recreated that character with a different guy. Still kept it as La Parca, and then but that second guy that they created with has passed away. So then they made another. They had another new guy come in, young guy. I think he's like in his 20s or something, and now he's the new La Parca. And I think he's cool to watch. It's definitely a different style of La Parca you see, because he's more. This guy's more high flying than then the OG La Parca, and then the second La Parca. I feel like the other ones were more technical, but they were fun to watch though, and they brought a lot of energy. I think La Parca. I don't remember which one's Miguel's favorite. If the OG La Parca or the second one that came in. So the OG La Parca now, I think his name is it La Park? I think it's La Park or LA Park, something like that. But I think he was Miguel's favorite. I don't know. Me If Miguel watches this, he could put it down in the comments for us. And what else? Let's get off at wrestling. Uh, let's get something that a lot of people are into. That I know a lot of people love. Education, school. I think a lot of people love school. A lot of her fans love school, I feel like. Um, but yeah, school. Yeah, because school is just starting. For all those people out there, I don't start till like in 2 weeks or so. But am I excited? No, not excited. It's just gonna humble me again. Like I get humbled every year because of it. But if you're going, so let's say, should we go elementary first? I don't know if anyone from elementary watches this, but I mean, either way though, elementary's fun though. That's the time of your life. That's your innocence. And that's your freedom, more like. But elementary was fun though. Um, but I wish I went back to elementary? Nah, I don't think so. I think I'm more like high school. I feel like a lot of people would say high school they wish they went back to. That if they could go back to the probably go to high school. But then also everybody has a different opinion, right? Or a different choice. So I wonder what other people will say then. But yeah, elementary was fun though. What are some crazy stories I have in elementary? I think I said it before, but one time so one time I had an altercation um with my principal one time, and well, he recognized my face and everything. He knows that I wasn't a troublemaker, but he knows what I supposedly did, right? So there's just one time where a there was one time where I think like someone got kicked in the face in the bathroom or something like that. It was pretty crazy, and I didn't even know about it. But I guess someone spit out my name to the principal. So then before the principal came up to me, my teacher asked me, "Oh, hey, Anka, do you know anything that happened in the bathroom during recess or whatever, or lunch?" And I was like, "Nah, I mean, I just was just doing some stuff." And then I was like playing kickball or something. Or being benched. I think it was, if I recall, I think this was during 5th grade. So in 5th grade, when you don't do homework or when you didn't do homework in my class, you get benched. And I was benched most of the time because I didn't do homework. I didn't really bother with it. And so yeah, so back to that story. My teacher asked me, "Oh, Hank, do you know what happened? Like, they're saying that there was some kid kicking or whatever." Well, before she said that, actually, I was confused about what the hell she was talking about, and I kind of like snitched on myself, saying that. Well, I don't know why it was a bad thing either way, but either way, there was a girl at the time, and we kissed each other in the bungalows, what we called it, and I thought she was talking about that time because I thought she was saying that someone's seen us or something, and it wasn't about that. And I misunderstand the whole situation. So my teacher knew that I kissed a girl in my class during that time. But it was a really funny moment because I started laughing after. And when that happened, she's like, "No, no, that's not. I didn't even know about that." And she told me about how a kid got kicked in the face or whatever, and I was like, "Nah, I didn't know what you're talking about." And she's like, "Okay, but I can't defend you if the principal comes in because you didn't really give me much." I was like, "Well, I mean, I don't even know what you're talking about." And that happened, and then class is about to end, school's about to end, and then that's when the principal came in, and he yelled for me. He's like, "Where is on Kid Cruz?" Or he said Angel. "Where is Angel Cruz?" All mad and everything. And I was like, "Whoa, relax." Um, I didn't really do that to him, but I wish I did at the moment. I wonder how he would have felt. But I was like, "I'm right here," and everyone's wondering why he mad because he came in mad, and I walk out with him. We're in the hallway, and I see all these kids sitting on the floor. I guess he also called them, and uh he's telling me how, so like, did you see, or are you the one that kicked the kid in the face in the bathroom? And I was like, dude, I was like, mister, I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't even know what situation this is right now. All I did during recess was play or was bench, and I went to go get water. So I don't even know what you're talking about. And he goes, all right, well, I know what you've done before, and I recognize your face, and I know you're a troublemaker, so you better not be doing anything ever again. And I was like, okay. And then I went back to Woodcraft Rangers, and then I found out later on that I guess the person who spit out my name, um, was like, if I recall, he didn't like me because I went out with the girl he liked. And yeah, he hated me in elementary. I wonder how he feels about me now. Probably still hates me. Probably remembers that whole thing. Probably like, damn, he didn't get in trouble that one time. Like, I could have taken him away from her. Or like, wait, what? No, taking her away from him. um, yeah, maybe he feels some type of way about it still. But yeah, and in middle school, I had the whole WSB thing, part of a gang, supposedly. Fake gang, not actually part of a gang. It was a fake gang. It was all for funsies, for jokes, or at least I thought so. And we got in trouble for that. That was fun. Middle school was honestly kind of fun for me. Um, because like, why was it so fun? I just feel like it was fun because why? That's when I started walking home with friends. Um, they were really cool. I made a lot of friends during that time. Actually, just mentioning middle school, I just seen probably the not the first friend I ever made, but like the first new friend I made in middle school. Like at Food for Less the other day, and that was actually a pretty cool moment. I hadn't seen him in a bit too, and he mentioned my podcast too, because I meant he were like, you know how you conversating when you see someone that you just barely seen, or you haven't seen in a bit, and he's like, "How you been? What you doing?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm just keeping up with my podcast and everything." He's like, "Damn, you've been keeping up with it 2 years now, huh?" I was like, "Yeah, yeah." And honestly, that was like very surprising to me because I didn't know, like, or I guess that like brought into realization, but like how, sorry about that, but how about like how much people do care about what you're doing and stuff, and that was pretty cool because I mean he brought that to my head like 2 years. I was like, "Damn, it really has been," and it's been a cool minute. Which actually, I'll go back to that 2 year thing after talking about school. And so yeah, it was pretty cool seeing him again. And I seen someone else too, the same day actually, and the same day later on, and he was really cool too. Just say hey, what's up, and that was it. So yeah, Middle school friends are cool. I think it just depends if you keep up with them. If you keep up with them, sorry about the dog, but if you heard him, but if you keep up with them during high school, because some of them do follow you during high school, or you go to the same high school, and you because I think I have a couple of them that I would say I'm still friends with now. Yeah, but I just haven't talked to them in a cool minute, which I need to. I guess the other thing is if you make friends and like y'all tight and everything, I think you should try to keep up with them. Try to talk to them once in a while, once a month. If you can, if you have the time, hang out with them and everything. Because friends are cool to have in your life. They help out a lot, whether it be well for mental stuff. Really, they help out a lot. And yeah, so middle school was fun for me. That definitely is. I think that middle school to like ninth grade, yeah, or eighth grade. Um, Middle school to freshman year of high school. I feel like that's kind of like when you're figuring yourself out, because like you're going through puberty and everything. Your body's changing, and I feel like, what did I figure out about myself during middle school? I think I figured out about myself in middle school was that like 'cause I think during middle school was when I started coming out of my shell, you know? Like I started talking a little more, making a little more jokes here and there. I think that's when it started happening. I want to say. And look at me now. I'm talking to y'all by myself with my lonesome, talking about whatever, blabbering here, even though it doesn't make sense. But going back into middle school, yeah, middle school is really fun. I think a lot of people dislike middle school because, like, literally back to what I was saying that you're figuring yourself out and everything. And hmm, and then so off of middle school, then high school. High school was really fun. I think the high school is definitely when you have the most fun. Um, because you figure out your style and stuff. I really figured out my style in high school. I was wearing shorts. Didn't really have the chance to. I was during COVID, missed a year in person in high school, and then I had a bionic leg. What people used to say because of I had ACL surgery in high school. I think during my sophomore year or senior year. I think it's during senior year I had it, and I wear the black leg sleeve, knee sleeve, and then I had my knee brace on, so it looked like a bionic leg. And I was wearing shorts and just a basic shirt. And yeah, I really didn't have much to have a style for. So let me go with that. I feel like people with ACL surgeries could relate. Um, yeah, and I made a lot of friends in middle school too. A lot of my friends from middle school went to. All right, did I say middle school? A lot of my friends. I made a lot of friends in high school. I mean, and a lot of my friends from middle school went to high school, which is kind of cool. And then sometimes I was seeing the ones that didn't go to San Fernando High School. During like the football games, they will come visit during like the first year, like freshman year, they did, and then COVID happened. Um, but that was really cool to see them. And of course, like we drift apart and everything, but in high school, made a lot of new friends too. Cause like I can't really give advice on how to make friends, cause like it kind of just happens. Cause sometimes it'd be that the teacher kind of forces you to talk to each other, which honestly I think I could appreciate teachers for that. I really don't like that they do that, but I can appreciate for them for doing that because it does like help you get you out of your comfort zone, and get to know people, which it did. Cause like it'll also be like, oh, this person knows you or this and that, and then you talk to them, they're like, oh yeah, I know who you are, and then this and that, and then we'll go from there. Or you make friends through a friend. You just start hanging out together. Cause I think like that happened a lot in high school. I feel like where I'll be hanging out with people, and then they have a friend, and then I just get to them, know them, and then they became a friend. Um, but yeah, a lot of my friends still, a lot of them left during COVID because they went into like online school and everything. So I didn't see them anymore after that. A lot of them anymore after that. And then the years after, I hang out. I had my own couple of friends, and we hanged out together. And then I made friends like in classes. I was seeing class, and I just talked to them during then. I wouldn't see them during lunch or anything. Actually, fun fact: one of my friends actually, I wouldn't, I wouldn't give her credit, but you know what? I'll give her some credit that she actually helped me, or she helped inspire for this podcast. If because if that if I would be explaining it right. But so the reasoning for that is because so we're in computers class where I made this friend, and she was really cool. I haven't talked to her in a minute, but either way, she was really cool, and I used to make a ton of jokes, because I'm a funny guy, I want to make people laugh. I want to maybe make people's days. If you're having a horrible day and I notice that, I'm gonna try to make your day better. Just make you smile at least once. And so yeah, so of course, if you know me, some of the jokes I make are really just dumb. It's more like you're so dumb. That's kind of like the outcome I look for. But yeah, so I used to make a ton of jokes like that to her, and then she would laugh or whatever or get annoyed, and would be like, "I hate you." And I think that was a joke when she said it. I hope so. And then actually from when she would say that, I'll say, "Hate me, love me, do whatever you want." Which actually that is when it started. The "hate me, love me, do whatever you want" quote. It's a very good quote. If you know the quote, it's a very good quote. I want to make a shirt of it. If you all want a shirt of it, let me know. I'll make a shirt for you. Um, yeah, but that's when it started though. The "Hey me, love me, do whatever you want" quote. And I expanded on that to others when they'll say I hate you. And I hope the "hate you" was a joke. Thinking about it now. But, either way, "Hey me, love me," obviously, right? Do whatever you want. Um, yeah, so she helped with that. And she doesn't know it. Yeah, I don't think I've ever told her, but yeah, she doesn't know that she helped out with creating this whole thing for me talking to you all. And yeah, I guess high school was actually really cool. Um, yeah, I would say if I could go back to school, I think high school would be the time I would go back to because that was a lot of fun. I wish I did a lot more, but I was restricted because of my ACL. So I didn't get to do a lot of extracurricular activities. So I wanted to do football, basketball, and I was tempted to do volleyball, and I was tempted to do tennis, but I didn't get to do any of that. I wanted to avoid baseball at all costs. I didn't want to do baseball at all because I don't think I could even. I can't swing for nothing, and I could barely hit a softball. So now I have to hit a baseball. Well, back then I was also a lot more athletic. Now I'm older. Back hurts, knee hurting. Cramps everywhere. Um, yeah, I want to do all that. Soccer, I didn't want to do soccer in high school. Soccer didn't seem fun. I was thinking of doing cross country, but then I had my ACL. But I had all that planned. I even want to do wrestling too. Imagine just suplexing a dude during a wrestling match. Not like the wrestling you see on TV, like the one NCAA wrestling. And I wanted to do that, but I didn't get to because my ACL. My ACL really messed me up, honestly. Um, But that's a whole thing within itself, though. And so making friends, though, just be yourself. Be the funny person you are. If you are funny, just keep being yourself. Don't really care what others say. I feel like a lot of people do respect that. Is that you don't really like care. Like if someone hates on you or whatever, you could tell them hate me, love me, do whatever you want. Because a lot of people do respect that, and I feel like that does bring people to you. Is you're not caring for what others say about you. I feel like that's part of what some people like is it gravitate? It's a big word. I don't know if I'm using it right, but gravitate towards me because I didn't. Well, I still don't, but care what or like I care less about what other people say about me because it's kind of like whatever, you know. And I feel like a lot of people need that also in their lives. So I feel like just being a positive person, people will gravitate towards you and you will make friends along the way. Don't force I feel like don't force yourself to make friends. Let it happen naturally, organically, because I feel like you're forcing it. I don't know. I feel like you're forcing it should be weird. I mean, like say hi. Hi, what's your name? Um, my name's this, maybe do a little of that, maybe. But like don't like force like, oh, you want to be friends. I mean maybe you do that too. I don't know. But it's whatever works, honestly. Just keep being yourself. Try to make people happy instead of sad. And don't make others feel bad about being themselves. 'Cause I feel like that happens a lot now. Is that people feel bad about being themselves because others make them feel bad. So like just keep being yourself. Don't care what other people say. Um, yeah. I mean, I guess that's one way to make friends. It's probably not the best advice, but I mean, that's the best thing I could probably give you as a 21-year-old. Um, yeah, and in college now, college is fun. Obviously, if you do the activities and stuff, I haven't really done much activities in college. I have been like to places with the friends I made. So like some, I think what you call them, mixtures. I think you call it just a hangout. That was really fun, and unfortunately, I'm not living there anymore, so I'm kind of restricted to a lot of things and not doing activities and stuff. So, um, yeah, but college is really fun. I think a lot of people say freshman year is your worst year, or like you feel the worst. But I think I disagree with that or don't concur at all with that because my freshman year, I think I had a lot of fun. Um, because I think also I can respect what people say about it because you are like you're figuring out if you're living there or if you're not living there at school. You are figuring out like a whole new like life, and you're trying to figure out what you want to do in life, and your major and stuff, minor. You just you're trying to figure out what you want. And uh freshman year, I didn't feel like that. I think it's also because freshman year I knew what I wanted. I know I want to become a business major. Um I'm still at the same major. A lot of people probably have changed majors. A lot of people do that, or they just accepted a major. Like now maybe, but I think freshman year is like just try to have the best fun you can have, and then because like I feel like what I said about making friends naturally that happens in college is making friends naturally. Because like I feel like you're not making friends in class. Maybe you are, because like teachers, a lot of teachers do or professors do make you talk to each other, and I feel like in college I kind of hated that more in college. For high school, and that just makes sense, but for college I hated it. And I never became friends with the people in class. So um they're always, I would say, acquaintances. But I became friends with the people I lived with in the dorms. I became friends with other people's friends, and you get to know each other. And there's clubs and stuff that you could join. A lot more clubs than you think. You just have to find them. Sometimes there are always events that the college could have that would demonstrate their clubs. I wanted to join pickleball at one point. I didn't get to. Uh, what else is there at my school, at least? I almost was gonna create a club, but then that's when I decided not to live there anymore. So I didn't want to do a club, but I'm not gonna be living there. It's not gonna be easy. Um, what else is there? College. Some your teachers will say, like, if you're in high school right now, your teachers will probably say like college is hard, but I wouldn't say it's hard at all. If you know what you want in life, if you know what you're gonna be doing, you after, it's not gonna be hard. Um, because like professors are really cool. They're depending on what professor you got, right? But well, I also feel like some professors are misunderstood. But you get to know the professors. You know, you go to the uh their office to talk to them, ask them questions. They become very cool people, and they help you along the way. They can even become a reference on your resume or resumes and everything. So yeah, just get to know your professors, um, friends. Try to the people you're getting to know in college. Try to keep up with them, because I feel like probably college is probably when those friends you kind of stick with along the way too. But other than that though, what else is in college? Hmm, it's the same thing. You just be yourself. If you're in middle school, elementary, high school, college, just keep being yourself. I think just try not to change. If you want to change, hopefully it's for the better. But just keep being yourself. You will make friends. If you choose not to, that is fine too. Um, but I mean, there was a story I was gonna go back to, but I don't know. I don't know how much time there is. Let me see. Excuse me for those headphone users. Oh, okay. Well, what was the story I was gonna go back to? Something about 2 years. Oh yeah, 2 years. Yeah. So get off of school. Thank you for listening to that story. If you're even still here right now, thank you for following us, supporting us for 2 years. The anniversary for 2 years did happen. We're past it, unfortunately, because I kept on trying to think of how to do a what to say during that post. But I mean, since I'm here now and talking about it, thank you for helping us out along the way. Those people who did, and thank you for just joining us on this journey that we're on right now. We had a bunch of stuff that we did and not doing no more. We had adventures that we went on to do, but unfortunately they didn't continue. 2 years, we're still figuring this out. You know, it's like school and stuff. We're figuring ourselves out and stuff, and we're taking advice from others, like all this and that. I am trying to or figuring out a time when to do some episodes that people request. Like chili cheese fries and stuff. Some people have requested to do foods, comparing foods from different places, and I hope we get the time to do that. So I'm sorry to those who have wanted that we haven't got to it. I want to get into the back to the video game stuff. We haven't got into that yet, or yeah, we haven't been getting into that. Uh, I want to put out the more weekly stuff if we can do that. We're trying. but sometimes life just happens. Yeah, I mean, either way though, thank you all for being on this journey with us. To go from making this joke of "Hey Me Love Me" of what I said earlier when I explained that it was a joke at first, but then it became something more. The "Hey Me Love Me" do whatever you want, because it goes with what I was saying earlier about not to care about what others say. And I think that's why that I don't know why I came up with it. Um but I think it's a very cool quote, and I think it could help others, or maybe it has helped someone that's out there that has watched the podcast. Like maybe they've heard it and have used it. I know someone that has written it down in a note in class or on a paper in class. I appreciate that person. I don't know if he wants me to say his name, but or say who he is, expose his identity. But thank you. Um, but yeah, I mean, I truly hope you like use this like "Hey Me Let Me Do Whatever You Want" quote for good and stuff, and just not try not to care or to care less about what people say. Keep being yourself is basically what it is. And um like I mean it's helped me for sure. And I did have a sweater of it. I don't know where it is now. But and people have complimented on it that it's a good quote, awesome sweater and stuff. And and I do want to do merch of it. We just haven't got to the merch stuff yet. I'm trying to figure that out stuff first, and we'll get to it. I am sure of it, because I am planning to do this, or I'm hoping this podcast lasts for a long time. And if it doesn't continue as a podcast, maybe as a whole YouTube channel or whatever, because do feel like there is people that watch this, and hopefully, and maybe those people who are watching right now, like yourself right now, maybe it is making your day, and you're probably thinking, oh, "Hey Me Love Me" is doing a YouTube video today, or letting out uploading a video today. Every Thursday I think we're posting podcasts. Like they look forward to it. I've heard some people have looked forward to the episode. So I mean, thank you to those who have, and I just hope that it does make your day, and that's why I do want to continue this. So if it doesn't continue as a podcast, I hope it does continue as a whole YouTube channel of what, like, the video games and stuff, a whole pop culture thing. Because please don't expect this to end. I like if the podcast ends, but it will continue though. Um, because because I do care for this, and I know some other people do care for this, and but and then I know, or I hope that it does make people's days. So I don't. If this ever ends or whatever, I hope it doesn't. I hope this, like, the whole "Hey Me Love Me" thing doesn't end. Like, I want it to continue forever, for a long time, to my last breath, till I'm in the coffin. We're gonna do a YouTube video when I'm in the coffin, like when it's my dying breath, when I'm old and wrinkly, hopefully. And um yeah, I hope this goes on for a long time, and I hope y'all join us for this journey. And for those people going back to school and everything, or it's your first time starting school, maybe you're homeschooled or something, um, just keep being yourself. Don't change, and appreciate every moment you have there, and have as much fun as you can. Do your homework, get good grades, and yeah, I love you all. And I appreciate you all for joining on this journey for 2 years, hopefully for another 10 and above that. And yeah, I appreciate you all. and we could end it here. I feel like I don't think there's really much to talk about. So, I'll talk to you all later. See you all. Bye.